Just don't even get a cup of water. Hey y'all, it's Perlys and I'm back with another story time. So this story time is going to be basically how I work at the most nastiest, grimiest job ever. So let's get into the video. Basically, the backstory to this is I used to work for the same company back home in Tampa. And when I came to Tallahassee, if you don't know, you know now. When I came to Tallahassee for school, I decided to get back with this company because I just wanted a quick little job. So I didn't have to go through the whole, I had to go through the interview process, but I had to go through training videos, I didn't go through training hours, I didn't have to go through none of that because I already worked for the company. So the day that I got the interview, this was red flag number one. All the jobs here start at $10. Why? So when I got an interview and I put on a paper application, me not knowing that they started at $10, I put on an application $14 because previously when I was working for the company, I was a shift leader. So with that being said, when I got to the interview and he saw that I wrote 14, he was like, this is the pay that managers get. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he basically told me that he gonna start me at $10 because that's what they start at. And also he was like, I'm gonna start you at 10 so I can see how you work, which is understandable. But if my resume said I was a shift leader is basically a manager. Why are you starting me at $10 anyway? I don't like that. So I agreed because I was like, I'm not really in need for the money, but it's time to get some money flowing in so I can start stacking back for when rent due. So I started that next week, that Monday, because my schedule, I made my own schedule. So that's what I liked about the job, that I made my own schedule. I worked like, I think my class ended at like 2, so I worked like, or 1. My class ended at 1, so I worked 2 to 6, 2 to 9, 2 to, whatever I decided I wanted to work after classes is what I worked Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Saturdays. So my first day of work, I was already disgusted because when I first went in, I didn't really pay attention too much. I know it was smell a little awkward in there, but it wasn't like, ugh. So when I walked in, it was my first day. I got, my uniform on, woo-woo, back to the old little shenanigans. So I get in there and I'm like, this place is disgusting. Like where the ice cream was being made at, disgusting. Like the floor, like I know, if anybody watching this, y'all worked at a fast food, y'all know it can get dirty. But that's why you clean up as you go. You get a little rush, you clean up. You know what I'm saying? Or you clean as you go. If it's not that busy, you make a little mess, you spill something, you clean it up real quick and you keep doing what you're doing. I guess they didn't know what that meant. So like where the candy and stuff was at, it was like, it just needed to be clean. I was just so used to my store where I originally worked at, where we kept everything clean, like down to the baseboards. It was always just clean because we needed to be clean. Even though when we had our little rushes and it got busy, it was always that one person or them 2 people that they had to clean as you go. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be there everywhere. It's food. You're working around food. It's supposed to be clean, period. So that was the second red flag, it being dirty and nobody not caring. The third red flag is people that worked in the grill section and all that stuff, they didn't wear gloves. They were touching the cheese, the patties, like, it's just so nasty. Like, I just cannot get over that. Like, put on some gloves. Like, me personally, any fast food place that I've worked, I never gave out any food that I wouldn't eat myself. I don't care what no one says. If I seen somebody do it, I'm like, no, remake that. That's disgusting. Like, don't do that. Like, put on some gloves, wash your hands. I wash my hands 24/7. It don't matter if I'm not at work. If I'm cooking in the kitchen, I'm washing my hands 24/7. Hands may be ashy, but you know why they ashy, because I've been washing my hands. Thank you. But that was another thing. The people in the grill, and it was mostly older people there, like older men that worked there in the grill, and no morals, no hospitality, no nothing. Like, he let anybody basically work, and it was just nasty. And I'm like, I think I stayed there for 2 months. No more, no less. Because I was like, let me just get these quick little checks in so I can just put them to the side since I'm not in need right now. So let's fast forward to, well, not even. Let me go back a little bit. Let me just go back to the tour of the store. So like I said, where they made the ice cream and stuff at, it was pretty much dirty. Like, I would clean up because I would be there, you know what I'm saying? But when I first get there, it's like the chocolate is like over, like it just spilled and it's just nasty. Like, I can't like get into it too much. But let's go back to the back of the store, or like going towards the back of the store where we get the toppings and all that stuff like that. The ceiling was leaking. I think I may have a video, but I doubt that I do. I wish I might can find it. If I do find it, I'm going to put it inside of this video. But the ceiling was leaking. Not only that, that's red flag number what? 3, 4. Not only that, the manager, he smoked inside of the store. Smoke what, you may ask? Cigarettes. Cigarettes, bro. Cigarettes should be the last thing that you even think about smoking. He used to smoke cigarettes inside a building. Mind y'all, this is the food industry. You're smoking cigarettes inside of a building that people come in and eat inside of. People work, the environment people work in. You're giving us secondhand smoke cancer from you smoking cigarettes inside the building. And it's like he's smoking in his office, but y'all know that scent is so strong that it travels through. So we used to smell the cigarette smell through the whole store. It was his own franchise, so it's like nobody could really tell him what to do, like as far as whoever owns the whole company. They can tell him what to do, but they can't really tell him because it's his store. So he used to smoke cigarettes in there, didn't like that. Like, I used to complain about it, like, are you serious? Like, I would try to ignore it because I'm like, bro, like, just make a quick buck. That's what happens when you try to make a quick buck. You deal with BS. So he smoked cigarettes inside of there. The people didn't wash their hands. They didn't wear gloves. The way they made ice cream at was half clean, like disgusting. I used to clean more than everybody on my shift. The people that worked there, they were barely in uniform. Like, they could have on some red, white, and blue Adidas pants with some green Crocs and the work shirt on, and that's uniform. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just didn't care. And that's disgusting. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. And I also wanted to mention that the manager and his brother, who was also a manager, they were Muslim. So they would leave us in the store every day at 2:30. They'll give us the keys to the store just in case, something happened with the, and he wanted me to be manager. So he would give me the key to like the office or something like that. And he'd be like, okay, you can watch over the store until we get back. They'll be gone for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and they'll come back and they'll come do their job. Let's get into some of the things that they did that was just really unprofessional. For instance, even though it probably helped a lot of the people that work there, he would say, for instance, you want $100 right then and there. You need to go pay a bill real quick. He'll give you that $100 and then he'll take it out your check. So you basically still getting the money that you work for, but the legal way, in a way. Like, I don't know how to explain it. So that was another red flag. Like, why are you doing that? That's not professional. Like, no job that I know or that I worked at would ever voluntarily do anything like that or even mention anything like that of that nature. So that's another thing that happened while I was there. The biggest thing though is he used to be stealing money from the company. The manager used to steal money from his own company. So let me break it down to you. Basically, if you work in fast food, you know. The orders that you have on the screen, you don't have to necessarily send them to another screen so that it can be permanent. You can take the orders from that direct screen, so when the person comes to the window, you can delete it off the screen. If you follow me, you follow me. So basically, he would have one of the people that have been working there for a long time that knows his little lies and how he flow or whatever like that. He'll have them in the window on like the busiest days. Say for instance, Wednesdays are always busy at jobs for some odd reason. Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. Sundays are always super busy at any job. So those days he would have a specific person or specific people at the window to write down the amount total of whatever the person paid for. Say for instance, their total was $8.57. They will write down that $8.57 and they will take the order off the screen so that it's no longer there. So like the corporate or whoever else can't see that that order has went through and that it's been processed. So basically you pocket in the money that's being written down, and then every other customer you let them pay. You follow me? Let me say it again. So he would let them come to the window. If that was an order that they didn't want to go through, they would write down the total of the order, $9.11 down on a piece of paper, $9.11, and they would delete it off the screen, give the people their food, and they think they paid. So at the end of the night, they will take that piece of paper, calculate all the orders and all the amounts up. Say the order for the night come up to $513.11. He's going to take that $500, he's going to keep it for himself. Whatever else that was made that went through the system and process, that's what the company was going to keep. And he did that on the busiest day, so it don't look suspicious. You know what I'm saying? You follow me? He knew what he was doing, but that's dead wrong. And they probably used to profit off of that too. Who knows? Who's to say that they didn't profit off of it? But that ain't have nothing to do with me. Not only that, I got into it with one of the employees. There were a lot of older men there. So I don't know if they had their pennies in a bunch. But if you know me, you know I don't like to be tried because I'm going to give you the same energy that you're giving me. So I remember specifically, they had somebody in grill. Mind y'all, I said I was a shift leader back at the original store that I worked at. So I knew how to do every position. The manager, the other manager, the manager's brother, he didn't know how to do anything but ice cream. So this specific day, one of the older men, I don't even know his name if I wanted to say his name, but he basically was slow. So we're waiting on food for front counter, we're waiting on food for drive-through, we're waiting on food for deliveries. He's taking his precious time. So I'm asking, I'm being nice to him. I'm like, do you need any help? He's like, no, he got it. So I'm like, okay, I need this. He said, I already made that. So me and him got into it, exchanged a few words, and basically he understand me. We see eye to eye. So from that day forward, he didn't try me after that. Basically, we got into it because you're slow. Like, don't get mad at me because you don't know how to do your job. I can do your job for you. Yeah. I'm sorry, this story is like a ramble, but it's like, it's so many bits and pieces that make me not like the job, and there's so many bits and pieces of why the job was disgusting and horrible. Like, the last thing I want to tell them is going to be why I quit. And I know the specific day because I was mad. So this was on April 20th. Like I said, they were Muslim. They used to leave the store whoop de whoop. But like I said, also they were Muslim, so it doesn't exist. So yeah, the manager's brother, he made me mad because he reached over me and did a little, don't do that. But really, this is why he made me mad. So y'all know I said that we have, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, whatever. We got to make the orders for the food. We got to know the name of the customer. So when the people come in and they ask for the name, we make sure we give it out to the right people. So like I said, this day I was not having a good day, but I was still doing my job. I was packaging up the orders, and the manager's brother comes up and he asks, do you know who this order is for? I said no, but it's a 4-piece with honey mustard. Why this man rips open the bag that I just put all the silverware, all the sauce and all that stuff, stapled it up, put the label on it and all, rips open the bag and says, I said, what are you doing? He said, you said you don't know what the order is. I said, no. I said, I don't know who it's for. In that case, you go to the tablet and you look and you see who had what. So when the person comes in and say, oh, the dasher for Jordan, you give them the food. Why are you ripping open a bag that are just nicely packed up? And just for you to rip it open and like try to move me out the way to see like, oh, Russian and stuff. So I said, y'all do too much. I said, y'all do too much. I went in the office. I got my check because it was payday. I said, can I get my check? Got my check. And I left. And I never came back. I never went back. Like, no. Because that was the last straw. Because if I'm doing my job and you barely know how to do yours, why would you come and interrupt what I just did? Because you don't know what you're doing. More of the story, you didn't know what you was doing. You just trying to find something, very much something. And I don't like that. So I never went back. And to this day, I still be seeing, because I work at now, so I still be seeing people that worked there when I worked there them months ago still work there. Out of all the conditions, because it's like he'll let people that worked there before leave, they'll get another job, and then they'll come back. So he had them same people, them same employees in rotation. And anybody that has worked, you know, after them or coming in while they working, they left because it's disgusting. Don't eat there. If you know, you know, do not eat there. Don't eat that ice cream. Don't eat them chicken. Don't eat nothing. Just don't. Don't even get a cup of water. That's what it gives. Just don't even get a cup of water. But I just wanted to tell that little quick story because I don't know why it's been on my brain lately. I just feel like them scamming is crazy to me. Like I never heard anything like that from any job that I worked at, or nobody has ever told me a story like that. So I just feel like I just wanted to tell that real quick. And the next story that I'm going to tell is probably going to be how I almost went to jail. But that might be next month because I low-key want to do it with somebody so we can piggyback off of each other because we've seen it from two different perspectives, basically. But I want to thank y'all for watching. I know it was kind of like all over the place, but it's okay because I know somebody's out here watching. Somebody gonna hear me, and I know my friends gonna know exactly what job I'm talking about. So that's why a lot of these stories be funny, because my friends already know the story before I tell it, because I tell them everything. So yeah, it's your girl Perry Liz. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram will be down in the description, and make sure you check out my last video, the vlog that I did for FAMU's homecoming, and also my clothing haul. I have another clothing haul coming soon as well, probably next month. So stay tuned for that as well. And again, thanks for watching, and see y'all in the next one. Would like to get to know if you could.